flattery. It's the most flattering thing someone can say to you when they say, you know, I can see myself in this. This resonates with me. You remind me of myself. You know, I kind of do the same thing. Really? I have that same hobby. At that level of connection, that level of commonality, when they can see themselves in you, that's what they're buying. So for the weekend, that's your goal. Your goal is to build rapport with them in the way that their brain makes decisions. And the brain only uses 3 criteria, and it's right on that sheet. So if you can show up as a level 10 in each of these 3 areas, you have the best chance of building rapport and influencing someone to the maximum amount. Now, would that be useful to have? And for some of you, that would not be useful. Would that be useful to have? Yes. Of course. Don't take this too seriously, guys. Come on, lighten up a little bit. All right? I know it's the weekend, but come on, we have a long weekend to go. So remember, send the memo to your face. All right, I'm going to borrow one of these. I hold in my hand this handout, and so should you. How to build rapport in 30 seconds. Well, and it actually takes a lot quicker. But when I say in 3 seconds or less, people are like, well, how are you going to do that? And they don't realize the first 27 was the people walking up to you, and you have the opportunity to influence people before they even meet you. So I have to put 30 seconds to let you guys wrap your head around it, but it's instantaneous. Do it right, it's instantaneous. And you can build rapport with anybody. So the kind of person who would normally not be in rapport with, you can build a relationship with anytime you want. Now, this is not intended for use outside this room. But I can tell you, these strategies work at home. Take a minute. It's clicking. You all got it now. Okay, good. All right. So there are 3 zones in your body that people in your body language that other people are constantly checking to see if they want to be in a relationship with you. You ever hear that you want to make a good first impression? Well, you guys have heard that expression, you want to make a good first impression? Okay, cool. Well, the way people make a first impression is they check you out, head to toe. And they want to see, are the words you're saying matching your body language? And if they're congruent, you're in. If they're not, you're out. 93% of the decision whether or not to work with you or not is your body language. 7% of what people use to decide to work with you or not are the words you choose. So all that great marketing copy you've come up and the months you've spent deciding on the name of your business, that's 7%. The other 93% is, does your body language match what you say? So if you say, we have the best concept, it's a proven method, and you've got a little bit of lunch over here, and you got your phone over here, and you're just finishing up a text, and you're like, yeah, I'm really excited to be here, and we've got the best in our market. Doesn't match. Pardon me? You're fired. So the person says, really? Great. Next. Give me your brochure. I'll put my cup in my card in your goldfish bowl, and I'm out of here. They know you're not going to follow up with them anyway. Right? Only 10% of the leads ever get followed up with. So they're like, look, I'll just drop my card in the bowl. They'll never bother me, and I'm out of here. What you want is you want them to cross the line into your booth, say hello, and get curious about your concept. And no matter what they thought they came in here for, and no matter what you're selling, if you are compelling, they will come in your booth. Make sense? You know, we get people coming in our booth that have no interest in business coaching or consulting. They're like, interesting. That's interesting. Not for me, but okay, I see where you guys are going. And then they move on. That tells me we drew someone into our booth that had no intention of being in our booth. But that tells us we are being compelling. We are drawing them in to at least have a listen. How could it hurt to have a listen? Because if it's not for them, it might be for someone else they know. So what we want is a sale or a referral. But at a minimum, we want a positive reference. Make sense? So it's estimated about 900 to 1,200 people come here this weekend. You're only going to be able to speak to 200 max. The average conversation is 10 minutes long. Do the math. You can only talk to 6 people in an hour, and that's if you're on it. So if you think about it, you might get into 100 meaningful conversations. You might talk to 1 out of 10 people anyway. You don't need 1,000 people to walk through the door. You need 100 people that want to talk to you. Right? So you should walk out of here with 30 to 50 good leads. And if you get 30 to 50 good leads, that means you were compelling. If you're less than that, I'm here to tell you, it's not the attendance. It's how much of a magnet is your booth. Not about all the great graphics you have. And the booths are impressive. You have to be just as so. All right? So, there are 3 zones in your body. And it would be enough for me to just act them all out, but why not? It's the weekend. Why don't we all stand up and we can demonstrate this together? For the benefit of you in the back. All right, so there's 3 zones in your body language. And you could, I'll go through the handout real quick, then you can put it down. Think of it in terms of this. It's very, very simple. Think high, medium, low. So do that with me. High, medium, low. Okay? You can put the sheets down now. Now, people process information and they determine whether or not they are going to work with you, because when they see you, they are going to make a picture in their mind of you. Now, interestingly enough, they don't actually make the picture of you. They make a picture of themselves when they see you. If they can make that picture of themselves when they see you, meaning they find something in common, that's a good sign. We like that. All right? So, you don't have to look perfect every day. A hair's out of place, the little coffee stain. It's all good. It's all good. Be there for the other person. So people make pictures. And when people make pictures, they animate their body language from the shoulders up. So do as I do for a second. If you've got anything in your hand, you might want to put it down now, because you run the risk once it gets up here. So you would have your hands in this zone, and just to prove that you can be a person of vision, do as I do. Let's see them, guys. All right. We have 1 holdout. 2 holdouts. Come on. There we go. Now we're all in the house. All right, so people, when they're... Your hands are tired, aren't they? You don't spend enough time up here. All right? So, okay, put your hands down. So when you meet and greet somebody who is a visual person, they will tend to animate from the shoulders upwards. So when they walk into your booth, they'll be like, their hand motions will be up here. So you need to do the same. So they're going to walk in and they're going to say, that's interesting. What kind of concept are you? And they'll animate their face a lot. They'll either show intensity or they'll smile. They'll be like, try that on. Because they're going to say, that's interesting. And so you're going to match them and you're going to go, what's interesting? And you'll put the same intensity on your face or smile. They'll be like, I saw you guys at the last show. That's right, you did. What they do, you reflect back. But you do what you wait. And if they're like, holy cow, I saw you guys last time, you're going to say, you're absolutely right, you did. You do exactly what they do back to them. Because what they do to you is important to them. Now you're selling to them, not to you. Because here's what a lot of you do. Somebody walks in and says, oh man, Mark, I saw you last time. And you're like, yeah, you did. Yep, where was that, Dallas? Dallas. And they're like, hey, I was excited a second ago and now I'm not. Now I'm not so excited to see you again. Hey, I hope I don't bump into you next time. But if you say to me, that's right, Dallas. Yeah, I remember that. And you're like, yeah, that's right. You were that. I get it. So good to see you again. They will feel good about the interaction. They will become more curious. They'll want to hear it. Okay? So the visual type person is up here all the time. So one more time. Up here. So you want to smile or be intense. Now, for those of you that are like, you got to be kidding me. You're joking, right? Let me tell you, 2/3 of the people that walk through those doors this weekend will be up here. And if you're not willing to go there, only one-third of the people that walk through the door you will think are good attendants. Two-thirds of the people that walk through the door, you'll say, how in the world did they ever find this place? Because you didn't connect with them on their level. Okay? Go ahead, put your hands down. So we see the attendance after every one of these shows. And depending on who I'm talking to, the people that spend their time down here always complain the attendance is bad. And I'm like, there were 1,248 people that walked through the door. Not a chance. No way. There's no way I saw that many people this week, and I was counting. That's right, only 50 people walked into your morgue because it was like a funeral going on in your booth. We were overrun. We have clients in the room, right? We advise some of the people that are here. I remember one weekend, it was an Orlando show, I was text messaging with two different clients in the room. One is more the, and one is more the, right? And this guy up here was like, Carl, can't talk right now. So many people in the booth. It's going great. We're swamped. Person right behind them was like, this is very slow. Attendance is poor. I don't know what's going on. Really? They were right next to each other. You determine how good the attendance is, and you determine how good the show is. So now the first one is up here. This shows you are a person of vision. The easiest and quickest way to transform another person is to get them to picture their future. They're here, I'm here to tell you, they are here because they have lost their vision. They don't know where to go next. They're hoping you will tell them. Does that make sense? So you have to show up as a person of vision. And the way people determine if you're a person of vision or not is right here, baby. Between the ears. You're either intense, because you know the path and let's blaze it, or you're smiling because, hey, listen, I have nothing to worry about. I'm already there. I'm happy to take you with us. Now, that's not enough for everybody. They need to know there's a process. So here's the second zone, from here to here. So do it with me, please. Belt line to shoulder. See what you all are doing. So those of you that went different spots, you just did your interpretation. So now you're selling to you like this. Go like that. Belt line. If you're wearing a belt, it's not that hard, guys. Just hit the belt buckle. Some of you are like, I have a belt on. It's the metal thing in the middle. All right, so we're from here to here. Now, what that means is, so you put your hands down, this shows that you are a person of balance, and you have a system. So I want you to get used to this particular body language expression when someone is in your booth. First off, keep your hands in this zone, right? Not too high, not too low. If they come in like this, then you're like, hey, how you doing? Great to see you. That's right, I saw you in Dallas. Then get down here. And hands are open, palms are up. Now, this means I deal dirty poker. This means you can trust me. All right? So hands are open, and you when you talk about your concept, I want you to do this. We use a proven step by step process. 3 times. Step by step by step. And because a lot of people are visual, they need to see that you're on your game. So no floppy fish hand, none of this. It's step by step by step. So we use while smiling, yes, we have a step by step process that we'll take you through. Now, what I'd like you to do, I'm going to do that one more time. But rather than you watching me, I want you to watch the rest of the people in the room. So just turn so you can see.